Hey, it's Brian Johnson. Welcome back to this WordPress installation and optimization tutorial for 2014. Right now, we're on video number 11. And if you're just joining us or you're finding this singular, I should say, video on one of the video sharing sites, make sure to head over to marketingeasystreet.com to access all of the great videos. You can see here we've got a ton of videos to really help you optimize your installation of WordPress for visitors as well as the search engine. We're taking advantage of a lot of technologies in 2014. And in this video, we're talking about the Yoast SEO plugin. And you might ask, Brian, why are you moving over to Yoast? Well, the reason is simple. I'm going to be leveraging a video sitemap, and Yoast has got a great video sitemap, and he's an industry leader, and I know the plugins will always be kept up to date. And for that reason, I'm going to use Yoast on this brand new website that I'm launching, which is building a custom home or building a house.blog.com. So that's why I'm using it. And in this video tutorial, I really want to walk you through exactly how you can get the most out of the SEO plugin that's available by Yoast. And in the 12th video, I'm going to go into details about the video sitemap. I'm going to explain why you absolutely want to use that. And let me tell you, folks, you really should be taking advantage of video because it makes it easier. If you want results, if you want more traffic, use video. It plain works. All right, so let's get into it. First of all, when we talk about the Yoast video plugin, I should say the SEO plugin, we have two sections we're going to be dealing with. The first is basically when you're logged into the admin, on the left side of the screen, you've got the admin toolbar. It kind of comes down like here, and we have things like posts, pages, media, comments. And once you add in the plugin, you have the new feature, which is SEO. And in SEO, we've got dashboard, titles and meta, social, XML sitemaps, permalinks. This is really, really important. I'm going to go over with you what you want to do, what you absolutely don't want to do, and if you do, it could really trash your website. I'm going to explain that in this video. We've got internal links, RSS, import, export, edit, an SEO video sitemap. Now, this will only appear if you buy the added SEO video sitemap module. So we're going to go over the admin section in this video right now. Then the second area is anytime you publish either a post or a page, you're going to have some additional information that is below the post edit screen, such as general, post analysis, advanced, social, sitemaps, and more. So we'll go over that as well. Let's go ahead and log in. You can see here I'm logged into the new site I'm building out, and you can see here's the site. We've got some nice content. I've got a sidebar. We talked about configuring the sidebar. We're using Optimized Press 2, so if you're an Optimized Press 2 user, well, you can go ahead and you can check that out as well. So first off, let's take a look at the sitemap. Or I'm sorry, the SEO functionality. So when you add in the Yoast plugin, and I've gone over that in a previous video, so if you're not sure how to do that, just again, jump to marketingeasystreet.com and look for WordPress optimization for 2014, and you'll find that. Once you add that plugin, you get this little drop-down arrow. Let's go through each of these and talk about what they mean, and it's really important that you understand. So first, we're going to go to the dashboard. Okay, this is basically some information that gives you everything you need to use to move forward. We've got tracking. Now, tracking basically sends back information to the team at Yoast and helps them make decisions on how to update the site. I've left this off because I want my website running as fast as possible. So in order to do that, I've left tracking off. Okay, security is just basically whether you want this plugin it says, unchecking this box allows authors and editors to redirect posts, no index, and other things. Leave it off, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to uncheck that because I'm the only one that's going to be working on this site. Now, if you've got multiple authors, you might want to check this so people can't do funny things. They could go into your entire site and say, don't index any of these pages. That would be bad. Later in an upcoming video, we're going to talk about adding your site to the various Webmaster Tools websites through Google, Bing, as well as Alexa verification. We'll talk about that in an upcoming video. And what's nice is we can use the Yoast plugin to verify, meaning we don't have to update any files. We don't have to worry about that. We can just basically add a little snippet and click Save Changes. Let's move forward. Now, titles and metas. Okay, a lot of this information you really don't need to worry too much about. Site-wide meta settings, no index, subpages, or archives. I'm going to say that's good. I don't want indexing, especially archives. And it's funny, I just talked about why you wouldn't want to index archives on the previous video when we talked about creating SEO-friendly content. And just as I was talking about that, Yoast recommends the same thing. So I'm going to set that as a check mark to yes. Use meta keywords. Now, just like I've always said for the last 4 or 5 years, meta keywords are out. They've been out for many, many, many years, and Yoast says, I don't know why you want to use them, but if you do, check this box. Well, I don't want to use them. I'm not going to check the box. Add no ODP meta robots tag. So that's for basically the DMOZ. If you don't want your website indexed, then check this. And don't check it because if your site gets listed, that's a good thing. And if you were to check it, you'd be telling the ODP not to index your site. And also no directory, no Yahoo directory. So again, you'd want your site included in the Yahoo directory. That can help to drive more traffic. So leave these two unchecked, okay? Then I'm going to recommend these 3 are remaining unchecked. I'm not going to mess too much with this, and I'm just going to leave well enough alone. So I'm going to update because I've said no index subpages or of archives. That's fine. Now let's move on to social. Now this is kind of interesting. Facebook has what's called Facebook Insights for administrators, and it gives you lots of information on analytics through Facebook on both Facebook pages and websites. Now, it's a little bit beyond this tutorial, so I'm not going to go into this. However, I might create another series of tutorial posts in the future at some point if I move to do so. That would cover this, but for now we're just going to leave this blank, okay? XML sitemaps. Definitely you're going to want to include sitemap functionality, and if you're wondering where your sitemap is, you can click this button right here, and I'm going to open it in a new tab, and you'll see here are my sitemaps. Now notice this last one, I'm using a video sitemap, and that's really powerful, and it's going to help my blog post get indexed as a video listing with a thumbnail, just like you're seeing here. So that's pretty cool, and this is the page to the videos, to all the sitemaps. We have post sitemap, we have page sitemaps, we have category sitemaps, and we have author sitemaps, okay? So that's pretty cool. Let's go back here. So we're going to use sitemaps, user sitemap, disable user or author sitemaps. I would leave that just as it is. Don't click that. General settings. Do you want to ping Yahoo or Ask? Well, here's the thing. Every time you ask your website to do more stuff, it's more code to run, right? It's more intensive on the server. Now, this one little option isn't going to make or break a website, but if you continue to add more complexity to your website, over time it can bog things down. And the fact of the matter is, let's just go ahead, let's go to Google. So here's the new site I'm launching, Building a House blog. And I did this search yesterday after I just added these pages, and I was absolutely amazed at how quickly it was indexed. And it's been that way for years. So the reason you would ping some of these sites is so you would get indexed. But you know what? You don't need to do it anyway because you're going to get indexed. So I would say don't ping Yahoo, don't ping Ask. You don't need to worry about that. I turn that off inside of WordPress as well. Let's go ahead and talk about and I'm actually going to uncheck this, okay? I want my images indexed. Images can drive a considerable amount of traffic through the Google search when people are searching specifically for images. So this is parts of your sitemaps that you would not want included. Notice it says that you do not want included in your sitemap. I want categories. I don't want tags. And I've talked about this in another post. Tags and categories are going to produce the same content that's based on your posts. Now, that's duplicate content. I don't want to really encourage Google to index duplicate content. And I talked about that in video 10 or video 11 rather, which was SEO friendly content. So if you want to learn about that, just go up to this video. There'll be a video here once I post it. I'm filming all these and dropping them in. You can see here all the videos here. So if you want to learn more about SEO friendly content, I really advise you to watch this particular video. But for this, we're going to leave this ticked to tags, and the rest of it we're going to leave alone. I'm going to click Save Changes, okay, and we're going to move on now. Permalinks. This one is really, really important. Now, if you have a brand new website, feel free to tick this. Remove stop words from slugs. I wouldn't mess around with any other settings. And the reason why is when you change a setting, it changes the physical address of your page. You see this where it says strip the category base, usually category from the URL. Let me show you what that looks like, okay? If we look at this post, let's see if it's listed in, well, if we can come right up here. So here are my categories, right? And if I pull this down so you can see where they're listed, this is the address. And Google has already indexed this. It took about 5 minutes. Now, if I were to come in here and edit and say, you know, strip the category base from the URL, well, what would happen is it would remove category and Google would say, I can't find the page. And it would be linking to a page that's not there. So people would get a 404. You don't want that. And that's why I'm saying it's so important. Really, what I would advise is just really don't pay too much attention to this. Your site's going to do 5 on its own. And this can cause more heartache than good unless you really know what you're doing. So I would just avoid it if at all possible. Breadcrumb settings. This is a way to include navigation on your site. It's a nice feature, but with WordPress and the ability to create menus, which again, I've talked about that as well. If we go to, it's right around here. I think it's right here. Theme. Video number 9. So menus you can find right here. Working with menus and privacy pages. So, you know, sure, we can come in here and try to create a cool menu and whatnot, but then we're going to have to add in complex PHP code to the template and you might bust stuff. So again, if you know what you're doing, this is really powerful and it's cool, but I don't think you need to spend time messing with this. So I'm going to advise you don't. RSS, again, I don't think you need to worry too much about the RSS. import and export. Now this is where it gets really nice, and you might be wondering, Brian, why aren't you using this plugin and the video sitemap on your marketing site, Marketing Easy Street? And I'm going to do that, and I'm going to import all the settings from All-in-One SEO, and then I'm going to delete that. So I would check both of these and click import. However, this is a brand new site, and because it's a new site, it makes it really easy for me to get up and running with a set of plugins that I want to use to move forward. So this is really nice to use the content that you've already added if you've used another SEO plugin in the past. So check that out. That's pretty good. And you can also import things about your meta, your RSS footer, or yoast breadcrumbs. Now, if you want, you can save the settings for this plugin and you can use those later. So this is pretty helpful, but if you're launching a new site, I wouldn't worry about this. If you want to switch over to Yoast, then it's pretty good. So as you can see, a lot of these settings on this panel here, you don't have to mess around with too much and you'll be fine. Now, and again, man, adding stuff to your htaccess file is kind of scary, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can really screw things up. So proceed with caution. And here's our video SEO plugin. Okay, now you can go ahead and you can use this if you want, and we'll talk about it more later. But at this point, what I want to go back to is I want to talk about now the second section here, and that's when this is where Yoast plugin really is very, very helpful, and I want to show you how you can use this as you move forward. And I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to break this up into part 1 and part 2. Okay, so I'm going to end it now, and then I'll have another video here for part 2. See you then.